Now then, in the words of the title song, good neighbours become good friends. But Ramsay Street has seen its fair share of fallouts, hasn't it? It's 20 years, would you believe, and more than 5,000 episodes since the soap first hit our screens. And in that time, we've seen marriages, divorces, affairs, abductions, adoptions. And remember, that's just all in the one street. Don't they know that all we need is a little bit of understanding?
Good line. Three of the soap's biggest stars are over in the UK at the moment. Carl, Susan and Izzy have been embroiled in a dramatic love triangle, and events look set to come to a head this very week. The actors are here with us now, but first let's take a look and see what's going on.
Oh, hello. Got time to talk to me now, have you?
I wasn't intentionally snubbing you this morning.
Oh, really?
No, of course not.
Yeah, let me guess, you had something that was so important you just had to discuss it with Isabel.
That's right. Susan, I haven't been sleeping lately ever since things went pear-shaped between you and me. Now, I've been taking a sleeping medication for insomnia, and I crashed last night at the Scarlet Bar. I was so exhausted that Isabel had to help me get home.
Isabel drove you to your flat?
Yes. And she stayed the night.
What?
Yeah, and that's why I had to find her this morning, to find out if anything had happened.
Did anything happen?
No, nothing.
Are you sure?
Susan, Isabel was so worried about me, she slept on the couch for the entire night.
It can happen to anyone, really, can't it?
Oh, would you believe him, given his record? Welcome to Carl, Susan and Izzy, otherwise known as Alan Fletcher, Jackie Woodburn and Natalie Bassingthwaite. I did check with you, didn't I?
It's tricky.
Sorry. Good morning to you all. How exciting, first of all, to have you, A, on the sofa and in London.
Very exciting.
Well, you can imagine our excitement being here to film.
Yeah.
You're the doctor, so you can give us the prognosis of what on earth is going on in, say, 15 seconds or less.
Right, well, poor old Dr. Carl, the sleeping medication, a terrible mistake has been made. Izzy protects him by lying about things.
Yes.
And Susan has to try and find new understanding of this.
I'm trying to remember, you've been married to Susan, you're now no longer married to Susan, but you're probably
Indeed.
back with Susan
I had a
now.
relationship with
Yes.
Izzy.
Yes.
She was pregnant. She claimed it was my child. That was
Yes.
a lie, so
Wicked
I
woman.
ditched her.
Yes.
Oh, look, she's a really lovely girl. She just has a few
But
problems.
now it's sort of on-off, and you've taken the pills.
It was on for that night, but not to his knowledge, which is terrifying. Then that was on this week. So basically, here we are in London all these months later, and Carl's brought Susan over for a wonderful holiday, romantic holiday, and what could spoil it other than having Izzy Whirl and
Yes.
living in London
What could spoil
and
it?
stumble
That's
into
me.
us?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're here, and poor old Susan, long-suffering Susan, really.
Well, I hope not long suffering. You know, I did, as an actor, have to find my way through those scripts, so I can tell you of accepting him back, and especially the accidental sleeping with Izzy.
Yeah.
I thought it was you. Of course you did.
Happens every day.
So what do you get up to in London, then? What are you meant to be doing before we have all the problems? And, you know, what does a sort of an Australian do in London when they're in Neighbours?
Well, you could just think of any major landmark, you'll find us
that'll
there.
be us, pointing upwards, going, oh, look.
We're over as tourists. There's lots of lovely comedy about us being in London, and Carl's Carl's financially stricken. He's a
he's
miser.
tight.
He's very tight with money, and so there's a lot of comedy in that. And of course, Izzy has her own storyline happening here in London at the same time.
This is something that we see, that we will actually see here in about a year's
Probably.
time.
I mean,
'cause
I think probably April, I think
About
it
It's
is.
about 3
7
months,
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a pretty exciting storyline because everyone kind of thinks that's the end of Izzy, and then Izzy comes back and causes probably more trouble than she ever has in her life. And
Really?
yeah, it's pretty scandalous. There's lots of paparazzi. There's quite a few UK personalities that we're all excited to meet as well as work with. So
Yeah.
Can you name a few?
We're not
No.
supposed to.
But there's a rumour about the Beckhams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes,
I wonder
well,
who started that.
Rumours are rumours.
Rumour about the Beckhams.
Yes, well, of course, rumour is out of bed and halfway around the world before the truth puts its socks on,
Yes.
so we can't say.
You couldn't possibly comment.
Yeah.
No.
But what about the sort of reception that you guys have had here, and especially you, of course, causing so much trouble? When people have seen you on the streets of London, what's the reaction been?
People have been really lovely, don't you think?
Oh, they've been terrific. But I think
Yeah.
they're very just surprised to see us all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their first shock. The fact that we're in London, secondly, but the fact that the three of us are together.
So, is this the new
bizarre,
storyline?
yes.
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 Yes, ménage à trois. Well, I mean, the one way to solve the problem out, wouldn't it? You just...
Indeed.
We will.
Well, you know,
Okay.
But of course, 20 years in, this is the 20th anniversary here in the UK of Neighbours, and how wonderful it is for us and a privilege to come and film here and go to the National Television Awards the other night, which was glorious, because the UK UK's support for Neighbours is really the thing that's kept it going 20 years. There's no question of that. It was still millions, over 6 million people watching it every single day here. It's wonderful.
You could move the whole shebang over here, except the sun doesn't shine nearly enough.
Yeah, and
Really,
sorry,
to
the
make it-
weather was good. It was good.
was
It's all
good.
changed. I'm
It
sorry
was.
about
Oh, it's
that.
still pretty
but-
good. It's sunny. It's a bit cold.
We could rename Charing Cross Road Ramsey Street and just...
If we could just stop the traffic, it would be fine.
Lovely to see you.
Yes,
Thanks for coming to
yes.
see us.
Thank you
We
very
look
much for
forward
having
to the
us.
London episodes next year.
Yeah,
Thank
do
you.
continue to enjoy London.
Allegations of cruelty on a farm in Derbyshire, protecting animals 24/7. Coming next.